Well, good morning. Today we are heading out on this beautiful, sunshiny, low humidity day, and we're going to a trail that a friend of mine's told me about, not too far away, where there's supposed to be some 150-year-old trees. The trail is not that far. It looks like it's like a mile and a half long. I'm doing a little pre-scout that if it's everything that it's supposed to be, I'm going to bring my wife out here and my dog, and we'll do it again. So I've got a little day pack, and we're going to go out here and scout it out and see what we can get into. So stay with me. Okay, we are here. It says, welcome to Fort Branch Nature Preserve. Looks like we are going to do a little loop around. Like I said before, it's like a mile and a half. Very doable, very easy. And I was just reading about what this was all about, and they actually say there's some trees in here that are 140 years old. So that's going to be exciting. Let's see what we can get into. Like a very easy, doable walk. Of course, most of the trails in Delaware are like that, but as I was reading earlier on the sign, Dr. McClemens, he donated this to the state of Delaware. This plot of land was slated to be developed in 2003, and they had explored these woods for over 40 years and decided to donate them to the state of Delaware for all of us to enjoy. Actually, surprisingly, you don't usually see too many hills. That's considered a hill here in Delaware. Awesome. There's also some floodplains in here. Apparently some beaver. Big stands of beaches. Not allowed to bicycle on some of these trails. At least they're prohibited, which makes it pretty nice. The dogs have to be on a leash. Bring some bottled water with me, but I also have a life straw that I bought because of another camp, and I wanted to try it out. All right, got a fork in the road. They always say state of the rain. That's what we're going to do. I assume we go this way and come back the other way. You can see it's very treacherous walking here. You have to really watch your step. I'm already impressed with some of the size of these trees. You know, a lot of people will say, well, there's no wild areas left. but that's not true. There are some wild areas that are out there if you want to get out and explore. And I just installed an app on my phone, All Trails, and you can scan up your nearby locations, and it'll give you some trails that you can walk. And but here in Delaware, it is kind of hard to get away from the crowd, the noise, state parks, things of that nature. But when you do find them, they're a real gem and a real treasure. This is one of those pieces of land that I've only been out here 10 minutes, and I don't see anybody, and it's quiet, and I just hear the sounds of nature. Pretty neat. I saw this sign, and I don't think I could have said it better. That forests play an important role in our ecosystem. Leaves clean the pollutants from the air, protect the watershed, help prevent erosion. They also provide shade and a buffer from the city noises and a habitat for many species of wildlife. Amen to that. And just as I said that, I don't know if you can hear that, the sound of a plane. Yeah, it's unfortunate. This is the second or third bridge that was built out here. So state put a little bit of work into this area to make it accessible for wheelchairs and all people, but little kids, very nice. There's another big one that spit the dust. Oh yeah. Very few people out here today. I used to run a company called Nature's Way, and I tried to create wildlife like this. But I had a saying, that which we tame today, we're responsible for forever. And Mother Nature has it down pat. Good Lord knows what he's doing. It's very seldom you find in Delaware areas like this with giant mature trees, but yet not much understory. So you could easily take a hike off trail and not be in the brambles or the stickers. Very nice. I thought this was pretty cool in prehistory. I wouldn't think that a little state like Delaware would have anything like this, but that little brown jasper field point was found here dating back as long ago as 10,000 years, was recovered on this plot of land. That's why when I seen the sign coming in, it said not allowed to take any rocks, artifacts, or plants out of here. I wondered what they meant by artifacts, but that's pretty cool. There was even some pottery sheds that was found here on this plot. You can't really tell by looking through this lens, but the land kind of comes up, rolls over, comes around, and then falls back down here, and then it kind of flattens out. So Delaware is not known for a lot of topography. It's pretty flat. A lot of areas very wet, but yeah, this is what makes this unusual. It's very, very neat to see here. Temperature today is just beautiful. Great day for a walk. kind of unusual. This goes to show you that even nature bows down to the Lord. That's pretty cool. And if we're being August, you would never know that it's August. It actually feels more like September, or late September. Beautiful day. But I haven't had to stop and drink water once. But did notice that this trail has no benches. So there's no place to really sit around and take a break if you wanted to. Of course, benches have been known to harbor ticks, things of that nature, so I guess it's okay. Now here's something I really never knew. In all the years of being in arboriculture and horticulture, I never knew that a mass was a name for seeds and fruits that are produced by trees. There's hard mass and there's soft mass. So I would assume that acorns would be in the hard mass, and flowering fruit from the small shrubs would be in the soft mass. That's pretty cool. And these trees, there's a variety of white oaks and Virginia pines and beeches. So there's quite the area for birds and wildlife. And not only that, there is dead woods for woodpeckers. There's decaying logs occasionally with mushrooms. So yeah, I'm sure wildlife would have no trouble surviving out here. You know, after reading that little sign back there on the arrowhead, I couldn't help but start looking around like I'm going to find one here on this gravel trail. But it makes you think. It's pretty cool. I went arrowhead hunting in Arkansas with my brother, and I thought, what's the appeal? And when I found one for the first time and pulled it up out of the ground and it was intact, it was pretty exciting. But you wouldn't think that, well, there was Indians here, but you wouldn't think that that would be, finding artifacts would be even something I would be looking for in Delaware, but so it makes you wonder. Another one of those bridges that were built by the state to accommodate everyone. And we're starting to get back into civilization. I'm starting to hear cars again, but you know what? It was still a nice quiet reprieve to get out here and a little Clethra alnifolia. Call it the bottle brush plant. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now this is some of that area that's considered lowlands. And I can see that there was probably standing water in here at one time, a couple of times of the year. And even though we've had lots of rain, this is not the case right now. I'm really surprised. I know the red maples, they can live in compacted soil, they can live in standing water. You can see it's kind of sparse, not a whole lot of vegetation in there. So this area has a lot of hills and valleys and a lot of wetlands. So it's got a diversity of a lot of different plants. Another camera doesn't do it justice. When you look at these mature trees, especially this time of the day, and how the light kind of cascades through all the trees and back through the forest, which leads you to think of the forest sort of like a cake. You got your top layer of all your mature trees. You have another layer of the understory trees, berries and shrubs, and then you have everything on the ground level. Just beautiful how it all ties together. You know, I counted about 12 bridges in here, well-made bridges, good to keep everybody on point on the trail. Just wish they'd spent a little money on maybe a bench. So I found a bench. And I thought I would take my first water break. And I can tell you from experience, always take, when you go out on a hike, everything you need. I made a video back a short time ago where the wife and I went for a hike, but we didn't expect it to be as long as it was, and we ended up miles away from where we needed to be, and we didn't have a pack, didn't have any water, and it never got dangerous. It never got to a point where we were in harm's way, but it made it a little uncomfortable. And on top of that, we had our dog with us, so he was having a hard time. So when you go out on these excursions, make sure you take your water and maybe a snack. It'll make your trip a whole lot better. This trail seemed to be everything that I thought it would be. Can't wait to bring the wife out. It is very open, very mature trees, lots of wildlife, and just enjoyed the whole walk of it. So I encourage you, when you get out there, there's trails out here that are near you that you can walk, and just get out and enjoy nature. So until the next video, make sure you keep God first.